Got a storm coming in. August is here. It's kind of crazy. I think I say that every month. It just seems to be going faster and faster. But August is here, and so this month I'm going to be doing a bunch of planting of cool weather crops this month. You know, you get kind of like a second round here in Georgia. We planted them, early spring, and then now we've had our summer garden, and now we are preparing for our fall garden and getting some more cool weather crops planted. Now the past couple of months, June and July, I really did not, my garden did not do well. I did not get to harvest a lot of things, and that it's kind of bummed me out a little bit. I even thought about, maybe just throwing in the towel, because it just wasn't happening the way I was hoping. But, I'm no quitter, first of all. And second of all, there is a whole nother opportunity to try and do this and get it right and hopefully be able to harvest a little bit more. I am making the decision to get rid of all of the Roma tomato plants behind me. They're not really producing anymore, they're not really changing colors, and I keep having to pull them because they just either keep getting eaten by bugs or whatnot. So I'm going to pull them. All the green ones that are good, I'm gonna try ripening them inside, and we're just gonna get rid of these plants and clear some space for things I could plant for fall garden. All cleaned up. We are in the heat of the afternoon of August, and I am about to plant a bunch of vegetables in my garden because it's supposed to rain tonight and tomorrow. And if you've followed along, you know that I like to plant before it rains because that means I don't have to water. So I called it quits on my little pumpkin patch. Kind of like with all of my squash plants this year. They had a bunch of flowers, but no fruit. So they started getting powdery mildew. I was like, you know what? We're just gonna scratch it this year. No pumpkins. So I just finished tilling up that bed. It is nice and soft. And I was given some free potato seeds. They seem kind of old, but they still might be usable. And I figured, what the heck? So we're gonna plant these potatoes in this bed right here, and I'll show you what kind they are. These are the two brands of potatoes. Like I said, they are kind of old, but we're gonna see if there's any in there that we can maybe salvage. And so we've got the Adirondack Blue and Red Norland potatoes, and we're gonna plant them, see how many I can plant in this bed now. Oh wow, I'm like dripping sweat, and I've only been out here like 10 minutes. I think I'm gonna go through my potatoes here in the shade and see if there's any that I can salvage to plant. So here's all the blue potatoes. Obviously they look older, but there's no like mold. There's no mold on them. I did not see any like rotting spots. I mean, they are kind of shriveled. Some of the sprouts are still kind of like a light greenish looking color. I mean, they're free, so we're going to, I'm just gonna plant them all. We'll just see what happens. So as you saw before, I dug up some soil and put it in there. I tilled that up, got it nice and soft, put some of that dirt in there, and then I went in and kind of tilled it again. And I was able to put all these seed potatoes in just this bed. I was going to put both the red and the blue in here, but I changed my mind. I decided I'm going to try and give it a fighting chance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now put all of that soil back on top, and I've got this bag of soil and I'm gonna put it all on top of that again, and then hopefully if sprouts grow, I'm gonna remember to hill it this time, so that way hopefully I can get more potatoes than my poor last potato failure. So there it is. My blue potato, was it blue Adirondack? Potato bed is done. Whew. Yeah, it's hot. So now I am facing my next dilemma, because I got those 2 bags of seed potatoes. I'm trying to think which bed I should put the red potatoes in, because my original plan, I didn't think there would be that many that I could plant because of them being old. And who knows, I might have been wrong, but yeah, I definitely needed a lot more than just the one bed. So now I'm trying to think which bed should I put them in, and because I want it to be whatever's going to be the softest, that's going to be the easiest to till, because right now it is so hot, and the tilling and the shoveling is what is taking the longest right now, and it's the most labor intensive, and with the heat, you know, that's what I don't really want to do. So we're just resting in the shade, and I'm thinking of each bed, trying to think which one would be best. Okay, I made my decision. I'm going to plant in 2 different areas. I'm going to plant here. These Roma bush beans are not really doing anything, so instead of them just taking up all the space, and it has some recent, like, I just recently added a bunch of soil and all of that there, and it's nice and soft. So I'm going to pull all those, plant the red potatoes here, and then coming over here, it is quite soft up here. As you can see, I already tested the tilling. It's kind of soft all in here. I'm going to be clearing out these cucumbers, planting some peas there, and I'm going to do potatoes all in here. That's what I'm going to do. So here's the red Norlands. About to bury them. Here are the other 5 red Norland, maybe, I think, potatoes. Planted all in there. And I'm going to plant some peas along that back trellis right now as well. Now before the rain comes, this is the last bed I am going to plant in. I'm going to plant beets. I have 3 different kinds here. I have a colorful beet, Detroit dark red, and Jupiter. I think what I'm going to do Detroits all over here. I'm going to do colored over here. And then in between all the spaces in these raised beds, I will do Jupiter. I'm concerned about mixing up the Detroit and Jupiter, so I think by having red, colorful, red-ish, it'll help me remember. I've never seen a beet seed before. This is them. Kind of small. It's too hot. I don't have the patience to sit here and plant each thing, so we're gonna broadcast these puppies. And I'll try to remember to thin them. Haha. How do y'all spend your Friday nights? Mine is in my garden. The sun has kind of started setting, so it's nice and cool. Well, it's still warm, but much cooler than when the sun's out. And I am going to prepare another bed, and I'm going to plant some collard greens in it. Well, this bed was empty. Then all of a sudden these carrots decided that they're just gonna pop up. They're gonna get pulled. I'm not gonna, because I have to till all this and soften it up and lay more soil, and I just don't want to deal with, 6 carrots. How am I planting my collard greens? Broadcast. This bed does not get as much sun as all of my other beds, so I think this one will be perfect for me since August. It's still pretty hot here in Georgia. For planting my lettuce and radishes in here. I've never used this before, but I got this for free. Seed tape. So we're going to try and use this in the bed. And I also have this seed tape for the radishes. So we're going to put those in there. And then I also have some of these little gem lettuces that I'm just going to kind of put in here as well. So we're going to test this out and see how this works. So this is what that seed tape looks like. It's toilet paper with a whole bunch of like little seeds spaced out on it. Interesting. Bug. Don't need a bug in the face. Not today. Not today. Okay. We're just gonna plant. Oh, it's basil. Alright, so that was quite easy. It definitely, on the package it says it makes it easier. Well, that surely was true. So I'm about to bury those up. I've got the lettuce, radish, lettuce. And all over here I am going to put the little gem lettuce all on this side. I believe it was back in June I had planted Swiss chard all around the edges of this bed. And I only have 2 plants. There's one here and then there's one right over there. that actually are sprouted and growing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant these two, but instead of this bed, because it's kind of full at the moment, since I got rid of the tomato plants, I'm gonna kind of plant them all in all the vacant spots here in this bed. Do you know why I create YouTube videos? It's so I can go back and watch them and remember where I planted things. So, on this end and that end, I did the ruby red Swiss chard. And along the edges here, I did the Ford Hook giant Swiss chard. And I think I'm going to, in between these rows of pepper plants, and maybe fill up that little vacant space right there, I have some French, are they French basket or French dressing? I don't know, something like that, radish. So I'm going to plant those in there now, and then this bed is done for fall. I'm giving up on zucchini. My zucchini plants, you can see right there, they're just now infested with squash bugs. And I got 3 zucchini out of them. I'm not getting anything else. This has just been a rough year for the zucchini. So you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna squash the idea, and we'll try again next year. I just planted mustard greens all on this side. I don't know what kind they are. They're in this little baggie. I bought them from the feed store. They're much cheaper to buy. Like, I think for these 2 scoops with all these seeds, it was like less than $1. Yeah, but I had to be very careful because, where are they? I don't know if you can see, but I've got some beets starting to sprout up that I planted over here too. Well, I think that about covers it for this video as far as what I'm going to be planting for the month of August. I think what I'm going to do now is we're just going to do some fertilizing of the beds, and hopefully things will grow and my fall garden will do better this year than my other gardens. So what we'll do is at the end of this month, I will do an August garden tour video like I usually do, and we'll give an update on all of the things that I planted in that video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a blessed day, and we'll catch y'all in the next video.